Have you thought about a holiday yet? And have you thought about a holiday too bland, too dull, or too boring? I'm not saying that there should be these things. These are places. Yeah, they are real-life places. For instance, have a look at this. Dull. It's a community in Perthshire. It is tiny.
It's tiny.
So that's in Scotland.
Yeah.
Bland is an old mining village, and it's 300 miles west of Sydney in Australia. And Boring is a farming town in Oregon in the USA.
Yeah, and they've joined forces now, haven't they?
Dull,
Because they thought
bland,
they're all
and boring.
little, dull, bland and boring. They thought, let's get together and have a celebration. And they're now called the League of Extraordinary Communities, and we're very proud to speak to them. Three proud locals from all three of those places. Let's go first to Councillor Ian Campbell up there in Dull. How is it in Dull this morning, Ian?
It's not dull. It's cloudy, but it's not dull.
And there you are, standing in front of the sign that welcomes people to your town. Welcome to Dull. That's become a kind of tourist attraction now, hasn't it?
It actually has, yeah. People actually stop and take photographs and take videos of themselves while they're actually looking at the sign. So, hey, it's our biggest attraction, actually.
So tell us why Dull isn't dull. How would you sell us Dull?
Well, we've got a post box, which is quite good. It's red. Sometimes we congregate around that and occasionally post things in it. We've got a cafe. Sometimes we congregate in the cafe and speak to each other. It's at Highland Safaris, just behind me here. And occasionally, as you can see up on the hill, there's some deer. So we actually come and look at the deer. And of course, we've spent time designing the Dull and Boring tartan.
Very nice.
Lovely. So
Very
you're
nice.
proud, Ian, to be called a dullard, then?
You can say that, but I certainly wouldn't say that.
And how many people live in Dull, Ian?
Around about 80.
80 people.
But they're all characters.
I bet, much like yourself.
Well, we started out being dull. Let's now get bland and go to Ray Smith. Ray Smith is from Bland, and he's the General Manager of Bland Council. And Ray, I suppose what you're doing here is turning a vice into a virtue.
That's exactly right, Eamon. A difficult name to promote, and we've turned the negative around to a positive.
I believe there was an attempt at one stage to actually change the name.
There was, but given the historical significance of the name, the local community were up in arms about any change, and I think we'll be Bland for a long time to come.
What is the historical significance of the name? Why is it called Bland?
It's based on the name of a naval surgeon that was transported from your good country for manslaughter, and he became a surgeon here in New South Wales and one of our very first politicians in federal government.
And it looks lovely. We're looking at what little of it there is. It looks very, very nice. If we do go there, what is there to see and do?
Well, one of the first things, we'd probably take you out to our gold mine.
Gold
It's a mine that employs 300 people plus, which is a great benefit to our local economy. We have some magnificent wetlands to view. We have magnificent fields of canola come harvest time. It's just a picturesque yellow right across the whole shire.
Well, look, Michael, we've done... Ray, we've done Bland, we've done Dull. We want to get really boring now.
Get boring. Let's go and say hello to Michael Fitz. Michael is the chair of the Community Planning Association in Boring. He's smiling. He doesn't look bored at all. Good morning to you. Tell us a bit about Boring.
Boring was named after a man who gave the ground for the first school in this location. We're about 25 miles outside of Portland, a metropolitan area of about 1 million. We're in the foothills of the Cascade Mountains. It's a half an hour to go skiing in the winter. It's a half an hour to go hunting during hunting season. We're in a rural agricultural community. Most of our neighbors are farmers who raise nursery stock. And it's kind of nice to be out and away from the hustle and bustle of downtown.
And you're quite proud, Michael, of this little triangle that you have of dull, bland and boring. Other people want to join your gang. And I believe another town got in touch called Normal in Illinois. USA. Why did you not accept normal into the proceedings?
Well, they're not qualified. They're normal.
Well, you are now, the three of you, the League of Extraordinary Communities. I'd like to go back to dull, because we don't want you to be dull up there in Persia this morning, Ian, and you looked a bit lonely standing there on the roadside just for us this morning. So we thought we'd send some friends along to maybe get your Thursday going with a kick. Oh.
It's all happening
It's all
in dull.
happening. Right, take a look around you. This is just for you, Ian. There you go. Now that's going to brighten up your Thursday, isn't it? Feel free to dance along, Ian.
Well, this is really unusual, I got to say. This has got
Well, there we are.
This happened in Noel for years.
Can't actually hear him over the band, but I think he looks quite happy.
But that's the best thing to happen in Dull in a long time, anyway. Thank you very much indeed, our representatives from Dull, Bland and Boring, and putting those towns on the map. Thank you very much indeed.